We begin tonight with fast-moving developments involving the coronavirus here in the U.S.
The death toll from the coronavirus climbing to 6.
I was very anxious, very nervous. I knew it was only a matter of time.
The World Health Organization is officially calling this outbreak a global pandemic.
It's unlike anything anybody has experienced before.
At least 19 states have declared a
public health emergency.
A declaration of emergency.
State of emergency.
Shelter in place, staying at home, not being able to go out. It has a major impact on mental health that I think a lot of people weren't necessarily expecting.
The virus spreading explosively.
Tonight, more than 10,000 people have been killed by the coronavirus.
My family I don't see any of except for my one sister who lives close by.
The toll of the virus is hard to fathom. More than 1.2 million cases here in the U.S. with
100,000 American deaths from coronavirus.
The idea that I could potentially bring this virus home to my daughter is very scary and stressful.
Coming weeks likely to test the American healthcare system in a way unlike any time before.
There's just so many layers and levels of impact with this virus.
Going through this breast cancer diagnosis and treatment during COVID has been challenging really because of the timeline.
There had been a delay in the ability to get scheduled for my monthly injection, and I was starting to experience physical changes.
I was called by the breast imaging center saying they were closing down and I would have to delay my diagnostic mammogram, and they didn't know when.
My surgery went from April to March to June.
And the message that I was given was, we'll call you.
And that was very scary. I kind of went into panic mode because I was afraid if we went too long, the cancer might have started coming back and it would be much bigger.
So it's still sort of up in the air as to when I'll get my next injection.
Hello, I'm Dr. Marisa Weiss. I'm Chief Medical Officer of Breastcancer.org, and I'm here to resolve some of the mixed messaging about masks.
Breastcancer.org has been incredibly helpful to me in the months since my diagnosis.
People need to be really careful to make sure that they are not being exposed to COVID and giving it to the vulnerable people in their lives.
We're all learning together how to grapple with this. You know, this is something that is touching everybody's lives. I go to Breastcancer.org all the time.
There is great information about elective procedures and what did that mean for people who were facing breast cancer surgery.
I don't want anyone who is going through breast cancer and wondering, am I being left behind? Does anyone remember me? I see you and I'm thinking about you and I am planning for your surgery.
Many people think, oh, I could get this virus any day and it could end my life. Well, now everybody knows what I feel like every day since I had my diagnosis.
People that have experienced cancer diagnosis have traveled these waters before. They're anxious about it, but they also are realizing that they have the tools that they're relying on now.
And remember, you are not alone. We're going to get through this all together. We will.
When COVID-19 is no longer a risk, I am most looking forward to getting to my favorite store, and I very much want to travel.
I'm so looking forward to being able to safely travel with my daughter and educate her through experiencing different countries and different cultures.
What I look forward to most is being able to hug my sister.
Tonight, closures come as coronavirus infections are now growing in 40 states, nearly twice as fast as in April.
What I would like to tell the general public about people facing cancer right now is that you may not see us.
A third straight day of record highs.
A clear trend line up, including several days last week, topping 50,000 cases.
It's important for people to understand that wearing a mask is about what's invisible to you as much as it is about what is visible to you.
We all have different levels of vulnerability. You don't know what that other person is going through.
The big question now, though, is what it all means and what needs to be done going forward.
I'm imploring everybody who may be watching this video, when they're thinking about going out for that drink or hosting a backyard celebration, you really have to ask yourself, right now, is it worth it?
Protect yourself, protect everyone else, and protect the world.